In this video, we're going to learn how to use the heavy bag. It's great for beginners and for advanced folks, because advanced folks sometimes are deep into whatever they're working on. A nice refresher of the basics is always welcomed. So number one, safety. It's a heavy bag. It is pretty heavy. This heavy bag for sure is more than 100 pounds. And as you're working, it'll start to move, right? And we want to control how much it moves. The illusion from the outside is that the more the heavy bag moves, it looks like we're doing a lot of work. But instead, what's happening is we're causing wild motions, potentially causing an injury to a training partner that might be working next to us. Right now, it's only moving back and forth to me, but what if I start moving it this direction? Right, so now definitely it's going to get into their workspace, and if they're not expecting it, sometimes a bag like this one, because it's a 6-footer, might run into their knee when they're not expecting it, causing some sort of odd injury, okay? So we definitely don't want to be moving it like that. As the bag is moving, the proper time to hit it is when it's coming towards you, like that. It's coming towards me, coming towards me, coming towards me. And as you can see here, I'm absorbing the strike as the physics of how it's moving is being met with my striking. Which brings me to my next point. Don't go over to the bag and hold it still. That is not realistic. For a combat sport, we want to use techniques. It could be posting. So like, let's say I'll get this thing to move again. So I'll post. I'll put my hand. I can post this way. That one's perfectly fine. Maybe I have it, I think of an oblique kick to the knee, right? So I stop it here like so, right? Just don't hold it still. Now, there are some times when you definitely have to hold it still. Maybe you're seeing a person being dangerous, right, around the heavy bag, and you just run over and you stop it. Maybe you see like a little kid running around close to it. We need to stop the heavy bag. That would be appropriate. When it comes to your training, however, don't hold the thing still. You wouldn't go up to an opponent and say, stand still while I hit you. Right? So we need to use a technique here, moving out of the way and maneuvering. Let's say you want it to swing towards you and it's going in this fashion. You can always use mobility and line yourself up to how it's now swinging towards me. I can continue with my work. Maybe I sit it still for a second, post it. Maybe I go to my favorite spot when we're working. So that will cover safety and a bit of distance management. An extension of distance management. When we start to get tired, a lot of us start to work right here, right? Now, in boxing, this is really good when you're tight in the pocket. This would make sense to the body, but don't get used to just working here, especially if you're doing like a kick, right? Don't kick over here, right? You might as well be doing your knees, you might as well do your elbows, but if you want to do your kicks, bring yourself back out. Fatigue wants us to think that we're making use of our motion, but in reality, you're creating what's called training scars. You don't want to get used to this kind of practice. So push yourself back, distance management. All right, now intention. What is my intention around the bag? For a combat sport, we want to think that this is actually trying to, fight me back. It's my opponent, right? I can hit it as hard as I can, and the opponent will always be there. Maybe my intention is making sure that after I attack, I exit, and then I exit. Then I learn how to enter back in, and maybe I'm angling again. Now it's starting to move. I maneuver, use my footwork, use foot jab maybe. I get my overhand, my foot jab, boom, and then I move. What is my intention? My intention now is maybe I'm parrying, maybe I'm moving out of the way, maybe I'm covering, shielding, and then I attack right back. I want to bring the best out of the simulation of the training. And that will be one way definitely to work on the bag. Now, let's say the intention is not the exchange where we go back and forth. Maybe it's a static drill. Maybe it's working on, let's say, my right down elbow. And I move back out. I find myself at distance. I enter. I come back out. Again, come back out, right? My intention is this single technique. What if it's a combination, a static combination? Maybe it's a down right elbow, left knee, post, and then a kick. I go in, and then I move. That would be a static combination. Now the dynamic one is the one that we want to use all the time, and we don't want to constantly be random. So if you did enough static drilling, let's say that right elbow, left elbow, and then a right kick, maybe I have static drilled, got a bunch of reps in cross, hook, and the rear kick. Now I have two combinations at my disposal. I want to interchange between them, and then making sure that I have my distance management, my posting of sorts as I enter, as I exit. So let's see what that might look like. Okay, so when you bring it all together, you get the ability to install muscle memory and the ability to recall. Bring that all together when you work on the heavy bag.